Welcome to the Airbus Mentor Academy Systems Masterclass on the A320 Autothrust system. For new type rating pilots, this system can seem complex, but our goal today is simple. Understand the logic, fly the mode, verify the FMA. Please remember that this is training material only, and you must always reference your current approved manuals and SOPs during operations. The most critical concept to grasp right from the start is that the push-button light never tells the whole story. To safely and effectively manage autothrust, you must maintain strict operational discipline. After every single lever movement or mode change, you must verify 4 essential elements: its status, whether it is armed, active or disconnected; the levers, because their position defines the system's authority; the mode, which determines if it is operating under thrust or speed mark logic; and finally, the FMA. The FMA is your final confirmation. In the Airbus philosophy, pitch and thrust work as a team to divide the control task. How they interact depends entirely on the autopilot or flight director vertical mode. When you are flying a fixed trajectory mode, such as alt, vertical speed, flight path angle, or glide slope, pitch controls the trajectory, while the autothrust actively adjusts speed and mark. Conversely, when you are in a vertical profile mode like SRS, climb, or open descent, pitch controls your speed. In these modes, the autothrust locks onto a fixed target, commanding either fixed climb thrust or idle thrust. Understanding your thrust levers is vital because position defines autothrust authority. Under normal, all engines operative conditions, the active range spans from just above idle up to the climb detente. During normal operations, your levers will rest right in the climb detente. However, if you are operating single engine, the active range for the remaining live engine expands all the way up to the flex MCT detente, while the failed engine's lever is retarded to idle. Let's clear up a common misconception. An autothrust light being on does not prove the system is active. Armed, active, and disconnected are entirely separate states. When the system is armed, it is merely ready for activation, but you are still commanding manual thrust through physical lever position. It only becomes active when an autothrust mode engages and is displayed explicitly on the FMA, actively controlling your speed or thrust. When disconnected, you have zero autothrust control, and the FADEC directly commands thrust based on where you place the levers. To arm the system, the aircraft requires a foundation of available architecture: at least 1 FMGC, 1 FAC, 2 ADARUs, 2 FADECs, 1 FCU channel, and 1 LGCIU. Once that architecture is met, typical triggers will arm it, such as selecting TOGA or flex MCT at takeoff, or setting TOGA during a go-around. Be highly aware of the manual disable feature. Holding an instinctive disconnect push button for more than 15 seconds will completely prevent rearming until the next ground power-up of the FMGC. Activation happens automatically the moment the armed autothrust system detects that the levers are within the active range. With all engines operating, that means placing the levers at or below the climb detente. If you are single engine, the active range on the operative engine goes up to flex MCT. The single critical exception to these rules is alpha floor. Alpha floor can engage regardless of your previous autothrust state or physical lever position, automatically commanding TOGA thrust to protect the aircraft. When the autothrust operates in a thrust mode, it commands a fixed target. For instance, thrust climb delivers climb thrust during an SRS or standard climb profile with the levers in the climb detente. Thrust MCT delivers maximum continuous thrust during single engine profiles. Thrust idle engages during open descents or the landing retard sequence. Pay close attention to thrust lever. If your levers are left below the normal detente, the system may be active, but it is restricted by your actual lever position, leaving it unable to command the thrust the aircraft truly requires. In speed or Mach mode, the autothrust dynamically adjusts engine power to hold your target speed. You will see this active during vertical modes like vertical speed, flight path angle, altitude hold, or geometric descents and instrument approaches. The system's built-in protections ensure you stay within a safe envelope, limiting speed to 5 knots below Vmax when clean, right at Vmax with high lift devices extended and protecting down to VLS or configuration maneuvering speeds on the low end. Watch for mode reversion alerts. A significant speed deviation can cause the system to drop out of a thrust mode into speed muck mode, accompanied by an audio triple click. As you descend on an approach, the system behavior evolves. Optimization begins around 3,200 feet down to minimum configuration 1 speed. But note this boundary. Below 150 feet, the auto-thrust response is intentionally reduced. This prevents aggressive late thrust surges close to the ground. During an auto-land, thrust idle engages automatically around 30 feet. For standard operations, the automated retard callout triggers at 10 feet during an auto-land or 20 feet during a manual landing, serving as a vital prompt for the pilot to manually retard the levers to idle. Disconnection can happen in 2 ways, and the distinction is critical. A standard disconnection occurs when you press the instinctive disconnect push button or move all levers to idle. This immediately matches your engine thrust target to physical lever position. A non-standard disconnection happens if you press the FCU push button or lose a required system condition. This triggers a flashing thrust locked on the FMA, freezing your thrust at its previous setting. To recover and restore direct manual control, you must immediately move the thrust levers to match the actual engine output. Here is a critical caution that every A320 pilot must memorize. If you hold the instinctive disconnect push button for more than 15 seconds, you will disable the entire auto-thrust system for the remainder of the flight. This means all auto-thrust modes are permanently lost, including alpha floor protection. There is no in-flight reset for this error. Recovery can only be achieved via a complete FMGC power-up on the ground. Alpha floor is an envelope protection that commands TOGA thrust when a high angle of attack is reached, completely overriding your physical lever position. But beware, recovery logic is fleet-specific. In Fleet Standard A, once conditions clear and speed rises above VLS, thrust automatically returns to manual control or the active auto-thrust mode. In Fleet Standard B, the FMA freezes into TOGA locked, and the crew must manually disconnect the auto-thrust to cancel the lock. Never generalize your recovery steps. Always confirm your specific aircraft applicability. Let's walk through a practical takeoff sequence to see the FMA progression in action. At step 1 on the ground, the thrust levers are at idle and auto-thrust is completely inactive. At step 2, the crew sets the levers to TOGA. The FMA confirms auto-thrust is armed, displaying man TOGA and SRS vertical mode. As the aircraft climbs and reaches thrust reduction altitude at step 3, lever climb flashes on the FMA, prompting action. Finally, at step 4, the crew moves the levers back into the climb detente, transitioning the system to active auto-thrust under the thrust climb mode. This entire transition is safely driven by physical lever movement and validated on the FMA. Now let's examine a soft go-around profile, which follows a precise lever sequence. At the go-around decision point, step 1, you advance the levers fully to TOGA to transition the FMGC flight phase, arming the auto-thrust and engaging man TOGA and SRS. Immediately after, at step 2, you retard the levers to flex MCT, which activates the man go-around soft mode, computing a targeted passenger-friendly climb of roughly 2,300 feet per minute. Once you reach the go-around thrust reduction altitude at step 3, you bring the levers to climb, making auto-thrust fully active in thrust climb mode. Remember, this soft mode is valid for both engines operative only. If an engine fails during a soft go-around, thrust freezes instantly, and lever TOGA will flash to tell you that full TOGA selection is required. To wrap up, let's review the 5 primary traps that cause most auto-thrust misunderstandings on the line. First, never rely solely on the push-button light. On does not equal active. Second, monitor your lever authority, as a lever left below its detente will restrict performance. Third, maintain rigid FMA discipline, checking every change. Fourth, react swiftly to thrust lock if a non-standard disconnect occurs. And fifth, know your specific aircraft applicability regarding alpha floor and soft go-around logic. As the core saying goes, monitor the system you have, not the system you expected. In conclusion, keep your management of the system structured and predictable. Track your status, manage your levers, understand your mode, and always verify the FMA. Fly safe and ensure you remain fully compliant with your airline's current approved operational documentation.